Well, hello guys, Mr. Scrutiny here with you. Today, we have another multi-tool review for you. Yes, we're going to be looking at, in the Leatherman's series, it's called the Kick. Kind of a smaller, simpler Leatherman tool, but still has some neat features. And, surprisingly, it was actually my first Leatherman's that I ever had. And on a side note, what was your first Leatherman's? Let me know in the comments below and I'd like to hear about it. Awesome tool. But let's dig right into that. Well, alright, starting out, looking at the nice leather case that it comes with, opening it up, nice snap on there, well-weathered leather on there, and most Leathermans usually have a nice leather sheath case that comes with the tool. I have some of the newer Leathermans that I bought have more of a nylon case that comes with it, but I feel like most of the older ones usually have a leather sheath, which I think is a great and nice big loop for your belt, which I'm a big fan of. And you can see that's pretty high quality leather. I've had this for a few years and it's kind of still stood the test of time. Pretty nice, probably just assume real leather, but of course, you know Leathermans, they don't skimp out on stuff, but pretty high quality, hold up shape. But you guys are here for the tool. So looking at this was, as I said, my first Leathermans that I had. And I would definitely say kind of a good starter multi-tool. If you're looking to get your son or someone just a good multi-tool, a good starter one, I'd get him the Leatherman Kick. Now, of course, there are other good ones too, like the Leatherman Surge. That's pretty high-tech multi-tool. But this is a good starter one. As I just did a review on previous Leathermans that I will have up here as a picture of. It was the Leatherman's K4, or the Free, whatever. There's a couple parts of that name. But that's kind of a neat one too, a little different style. But digging right into this, it's kind of your standard Leathermans that have all of the, we're going to zoom our camera out just a little bit here for you. Now, standard pliers, needle nose with a pretty fine tip on there. You can see, definitely good for you grabbing for something. Just, I don't know, they're very handy. As you know, Leathermans, they are the best tool probably you can have in your pocket. Even your car too. I had someone mention that as a comment in a previous video. One would be good to have in a car, but of course, standard grip on there as like a plier, and then you got your wire snips, and we actually have some wire here too. And these cut pretty good, no hassle, right through there, like nothing, like butter. And these are pretty heavy duty. Now, what kind of sets this apart from other Leathermans is that this does not have a spring on the Leathermans. Now, I do have another Leatherman, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but I will certainly think of it when I get back to you guys. But some Leathermans have a spring on there. Actually, like most needle nose pliers that you will see, have a spring that brings back the handle. So when you're working your pliers, whether you're messing up with wire out on the ranch, or what happens to ever be the situation, it's just so much easier. Now, of course, you can use your fingers for moving this in and out, and you know, that works pretty good too. But as a preference, if I had, I'd choose my other Leathermans that have the spring on there for extra assist when grabbing stuff or moving wire. It just depends on kind of what you're looking for. I mean, really, these work just fine. Going into the next part, they actually have a pretty nice, zoom in our camera here there for you. They have a pretty nice little ruler on here. And if we fold this, there's a certain way that we can, we're going to move it so about as straight as we're going to get her. And you can see they have centimeters on this side, going all the way 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, pretty much all the way up to 20. So essentially, yes, 2, 4, 8, 10, and so on there for you. So you can get a pretty accurate measurement. And then, of course, you could just have your normal tape measure. But, of course, if you got to get it in a quick pinch, you got to measure something. Oh, yes, that is 4 centimeters right there. Then, of course, it works. And same with the inches. They have all the way up to 8 inches. They have a 7 right there. But same thing again. You got to measure it. Yep, that's the squares are 3 inches long. So works pretty good too. Whatever you need to measure, big or small. Looking actually, and one thing I actually didn't know about this until a year or two ago. I was researching what this hole is on this Leatherman's here for. And of course, you can tell that there is no pocket clip on here. You know, I can bring this into the video. This is the one that I did a previous review on, the Leatherman K4 free in the series. Kind of a neat knife too. We're going to zoom that out a little bit. But you can see this one has a pocket clip. But focusing on this one you can actually go on the website and you can order a pocket clip that screws into that hole there. See, there's some threads in there, and also, if I'm remembering this correctly, you can also undo these screws right there and replace the tools. But you can also get a pocket clip to go on here, and you know, I'm a fan of pocket clips. I have another Leatherman's, as I've specified before, that you can throw right into your pocket, and you don't have to worry about putting it into a leather sheath, which, I mean, if you wear a belt every day, then might as well just put it in the leather sheath, which I think is pretty good. But, yeah, kind of a neat feature that they have added on there as an aftermarket piece, essentially, for your choosing. Now, looking at some of the next tools that you have on here, I'm going to close this up a little bit. They have included is a Phillips, which that would be standard. That's probably be like a number 2 or number 3. Yeah, the A2 is they have written in there, A2 on there. So yep, it's about a Phillips 2 or Phillips 3, kind of your standard small little containers that come with little bits. Usually they have different numbers on there, like PH2 or P3 or something like that. But yep, it's just your standard Phillips on there. And these don't have like a little switch or button to unlatch these. It's just the metal and that little rivet in the piece that snaps in. So it's just, and not that hard to move these in and out. Snaps right in there very nicely. And they have little grooves on all the tools, so you can easily access all the tools that you need to use. And on this side, they have, you know, a very nice can opener, and then a little spot on here, and you can use that I'd use for cutting rope and stuff, but just standard, kind of almost like a military style can opener. But yep, and you'll find those on most every multi-tool. Very common to have on those. And closing on that side, there's really not many tools. And focusing on this plastic, you know, I kind of got mixed feelings about having the plastic on the multi-tool. As you know, with other Leathermans, some of the older ones are just all straight metal, and which that's kind of what I would be more geared towards. But for as long as I've had this, the plastic has kind of kept up. I'm pretty sure even if you beat it up, it's gonna still stay in shape and hold and not really break off or anything. But then again, you're looking at a pretty quality made tool. But then again, it's just preference. But the metal would probably be superior, but it probably doesn't make too much of a difference. Now we're going to zoom in here again here for you. And looking at the other side of the tools, they have included is a nice serrated blade on here, stainless steel. Still has a pretty good edge on here, as they have the word Leatherman on the blade, so very nice. And we can get the legit measurements of this blade, and coming in at almost a 2 1/4, almost 2.5 inch blade here. Now, of course, we measure over here, then we're at the edge. That's right at almost 2.5 inches. So I'd say anywhere from 2.25, 2.5 inches. Nice style blade. Kind of a small tang, but some of the other Leathermans I know have a bigger blade. But for what this one is, pretty solid. It's got the same, again, locking mechanism. So I mean, if you are holding it like this, you can see with enough force that's going to want to go down. But if you're getting some kindling off a stick, making a fire, or, you know, it kind of just depends on what you want to do, it's going to do the job, and it's not going to snap off. And if it did, it's not going to cut your hand or anything. It's going to go against that other part of the tool and not going to hurt yourself or get cut in the process. Now, moving on, they have a few other tools that they have, and again, they have little grooves and stuff on there, so you can easily pull out the tools with no problem. Now, moving on, we have a couple different tools. You have your standard, kind of more standard flathead, and you could almost use this as a pry bar too, which I have in the past. Very, very handy. And you can see it's pretty thick, a little more actually than the blade, just by a little bit though, but pretty similar. So you could use this for scraping. A little bit of a pry bar. Now, of course, this isn't your most heavy-duty tool. You could still use it, though. And also, regular flathead. And also, they have in here a smaller flathead, too. Now, you could use this for, again, multiple purposes. Just depends on what you need to do. You've, of course, got for screwing stuff, a little pry bar. Heck, you could use it for a toothpick if you needed to in desperate times. Just depends. But yep, these are all gonna have multi different purposes for all these tools. That's what makes this so cool and versatile, for whatever you need. And then lastly, they have a nice key ring in here. So essentially, if you needed to put on a lanyard or something, and you didn't have this, throw this around a piece of paracord, $5.50, because that's probably the best paracord you can get. And throw it around there, throw it around your neck. Very nice. But I haven't really used this before, but I think it's just in certain instances when you really would need to use it. So I think that's why they would have it included. But then again, yeah, you could, with the right tool, you should be able to get those unscrewed, and you could put different tools in here. Like if I were to chain something, I would probably take out the can opener, and I would try to find a small file, because I find that those are a little bit more useful tool, and surprisingly, they don't even have one in this. But I think most of all other Leathermans would have a file, but then again, the K4, this one does not have a file, which also I would say is a con on that. And I'm not knocking Leathermans, but that's definitely a tool that I would want to have included. But you know, guys, that just about does it. My review, Mr. Scrutiny's review and perspective on the Leatherman Kick. Definitely a solid multi-tool. A good starter one, actually, too. And coming in at 4 inches long, so definitely fits in the palm of your hand. And I'm not sure with today when you buy it, but it should come with a nice leather sheath, and very nice. And I don't know if colors vary, but still, anyways. But you know, that just about does it. I just want to thank you guys for checking out this video, and if you'd like, I'll put the link in here so you can pick up one of these Leathermans. And you know, they're not terribly expensive. I don't know what the price had gone up or gone down, but I had received this as a gift a few years ago, and it still served me well. And it's kind of, I like to switch up pocket knives here and there. If you're a pocket knife guru, you wear different ones every day, and you switch this one in and out. But definitely a solid multi-tool Leatherman put out. And then I will also put the link to the previous Leathermans if you want to check out that video as well on the Leatherman Free K4. And make sure to include a link to this for the best place you can pick one of these up for a reasonable price. And also just want to thank you guys for checking out the video. And remember, if the way that you thank me for watching these videos is you hit the like button, so don't forget to smash that. Also, if you want to see more videos coming out soon, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as a friendly reminder, if you guys have cool knives or different items you want to send me, just let me know down in the comments, and we'll certainly get a hold of you. And, you know, that just about does it. And then also, thanks for tuning in. This is Mr. Scrutiny signing out.